What's up, guys? It's 1034 here bringing you some gameplay and a very interesting video today. We're going to be talking about my thoughts on Terminus versus Citadel de More in terms of who do I think is a superior zombie match. The footage I have in the background is nothing crazy. Literally, it's just some gameplay of me doing the round 51 attempt again, but this time just with a full team. I got it cleared the first time solo, and then I was kind of in a good mood, so I figured, hey, let me run it back again. This time helping some people out. So let's talk about it. Citadel de More versus Terminus. That's tough. So I kind of wanted to go over it in like a couple different categories, but nothing too crazy. The first one is let's just talk about story. Personally, I like the Terminus story more. It's a good, hey, jump back into zombies, like, let's get the crew back together. They introduce Maya, who is my favorite character in all of zombies. For a while, I was like a huge, I was a fan of the original four, Rick Toppin, Dempsey, and all those guys. But Maya is just, she's just so fucking cool, man. And plus, she's like my type, so I like my light skinned girls with the tattoos and stuff, man. Like it's my weakness. So, but aside from that, they introduced Maya. Disclaimer, I did not play Cold War Zombies. So this is actually my first duty in probably a while that I played this much. I played Modern Warfare 2, the newest one. I played that for a little bit, and then I played the first one for literally a little bit. And then in terms of like my last Black Ops Treyarch game was Black Ops 4, and I did not like it at all, to be completely honest. I wasn't a fan of it, unfortunately. The multiplayer, like it's crazy how it's Black Ops 6 has been compared to 4. Like I hated the multiplayer and I didn't like zombies that much. But for Black Ops 6, it's I love zombies and I actually really enjoy the multiplayer. Both are just perfect. Um, but yeah, so back into it. In terms of story, like the Terminus one better. Citadel did more. I will give it though. I do like the whole castle aesthetic. I like the story of retrieving this artifact. That's the MacGuffin of, the keeping the story moving. I know some people just hate that, but I guess a lot of people do like it though because it ties in another zombie storyline. Like I'm not a super zombie lore expert. Like I know there's like the Ether story and like the Chaos story and stuff. And I guess a lot of people are saying like the reason Citadel de More is like such a big deal is because it ties in now both of those storylines. So it's kind of crazy, like, it got me thinking, like, is zombies going to like, are we doing like an end game thing? Like, are we gonna like what's the big thing? Because I know Modern Warfare 3 zombies is kind of like in the future with it kind of showing like, Gray and the crew of this game are dead. And it gets me kind of emotional because it's just like, I'm getting attached to these characters knowing that they die in the future. And, it's like what happens to Maya? Like, is she gonna be the one to kind of like connect them to that machine and they all give their lives away? Or does she go off into the sunset? Or does she sacrifice herself? Like, oh my God, like if that happened, like if Maya actually like becomes like the hero in the end, where like they give us this character to fall in love with and then she actually does something to kind of like set everything right, like she sacrifices herself to bring back Sam or something, like that'd be kind of crazy. But then again, though, like the Modern Warfare zombie storyline, I'm sure what's happened with that. So I'm not sure if Sam is even in that one or what happened. So, but when it comes to, zombies, Treyarch is they're pretty good. Like, like I said, even though I didn't enjoy Black Ops 4 Zombies or I didn't play Cold War, I played Black Ops 3 Zombies and I was okay. Especially Zombie Chronicles. Zombie Chronicles is insane. So, um, next thing I would like to talk about is, how the map plays. Um, that's a tough one. I can do Terminus like at any given moment. Like it's that map I can treat like Liberty Falls where I can do it mindlessly, or I can go in there with a purpose. Like, do I want to help people do the Easter egg, or do I just kind of want to chill out and run my lap in this area? Like as you can see in the gameplay, like I love this area. When I was doing my solo 51 run, I stayed in this area for like 3 hours. Like this is where I trained all my zombies at, and I only left somewhere else if it got a little crazy. But other than that, like I stayed there. So it was like totally fine. Um, but uh, but yeah, in terms of map design and everything, Terminus is cool. I'll give it if I were to give it like a letter grade, I would say like a 4. Like I think the reason I love it so much is to me, it reminds me of Ascension, which is in my top three. So for those of you who are curious, my top three of all time for sure are Derise, Ascension, and now Terminus. Those are my top three. And this map kind of reminds me of Ascension in a lot of ways, where it's like, it's in this secret abandoned lab place, this dark sector of the world, and it's overrun by zombies, and you got to discover some secrets and stuff. Like, feel like that's what they were going for Terminus. They started off strong with just being like, well, let's just do Ascension, but in a on an island pretty much. Um, but what I do like about Citadel Del More, though, is I love the castle aesthetic of it. I do love that. I don't know what it is about. There's something weird how zombies and medieval castles just go together, even though they on paper they don't seem similar at all. But it it works. It just works. So it's like that's just kind of cool. Um, and this is the part that I wanted to get to the most. And let's talk quest steps. I 100% could say with everything out in the open that Citadel de More has way better quest steps than Terminus. Like building those swords was the coolest thing ever. Like that was amazing. I can honestly say like I can do the Citadel de More steps and not even beat the Easter egg because building those swords are just so cool. The Terminus steps are, oh, they're okay. They're okay. Like one person can do all the steps. Like, you know what I mean? But I like how um Citadel Del More kind of rewards playing with a team. Like each person could do a sword, and I'm pretty sure there's probably people who beat in the final boss before round 10 because if you squeeze it enough and you have everyone doing a sword, it's like it saves you so much time. Of course, it depends on when you know. Sorry for the yawn. I've been gaming like crazy these past couple nights, working on dark matter on the side after I got Nebula. Um, but the steps to Citadel de More are just so much better, like just so much better than Terminus. Like that, I will give a win to Citadel de More. So far we're tallying everything up in terms of map design and everything. That was kind of up in the air, but I'll give it, like I said, to Terminus just because it reminds me of Ascension. In terms of quest steps, we'll give that to Citadel de More. And I feel like I'm all over the place with this video, but that's fine. But the part that I wanted to talk about the most is final boss. Patient 13 is so much better than the Guardian. Patient 13 that's a boss. Like Patient 13 has earned himself. He is on my pantheon of favorite bosses of all time. He is up there to me with Rolk from Destiny 2. He's up there with I'm gonna say the Hydra boss from the first God of War game. He's up there to me with Perfect Chaos and Sonic Adventure. Like he's just a good boss. Like it's challenging. It rewards you for knowing how the boss works, knowing how to just manage the zombies, not falling in the water for the most part. Like once you get to the point where you can beat them without going in the water, that's when you realize that that's how it's supposed to go. Like continuously moving, managing ads, and doing damage while you're running. And plus the soundtrack is amazing. Let's talk about it. I love Patience 13 music. It's in my literal playlist at this point. Like I just love that song. And since we're on the topic of bosses, Nathan is such a good precursor for what you're facing on the island. You're going up against amalgams, abominations. Like you're on this playground of for mad scientists, and everything sets up for that. So the tone is we should have I should have wrote that in my little mental script of let's talk about the tone and everything. But even that, I feel like I give that to both of them. The tones that they try to go for, like one's about being in this castle with secrets, and the other one is being on this playground of mad scientists, dark fantasies. Both are 10 out of 10. Like they both capture that so well. But when it just comes to bosses, Patient 13 is it, man. Like and then the Nathan fight is cool. Sure, at this point, you could just cheese the mess out of him. But I feel like the first time, I'm talking no spoilers, like the first time you fight him was probably one of the scariest things I've ever encountered. Me and my girlfriend did it together, and I think we beat him, but it took us so long, and we were just petrified because we didn't know what we were going up against. It was insane. Like the music, his quotes, like you know what I mean? Like it was scary. And then my thing is like y'all really didn't know that kid was a fucking sorry, pardon my language. I didn't know that kid was a mutant. Like be for real. Like y'all was just totally like, oh yeah, let's just let him out. Like, come on, man. Like he played us for a fiddle because he sounded so normal when he was asking us to let him out. He literally kept saying, "Oh, I'm so hungry." Like, I don't know, man. I think this guy wants to eat our faces, but what do I know, right? Uh, the Guardian boss. He's hard, man. He's tough. He's tough. Like he was giving me contest day one raid vibes. Like in terms of he is so punishing, and it took so long for me to figure out how this guy works. It was like unlike Patient 13, whom you have to run away from or just keep the rotation going to avoid getting pummeled by tentacles and hit by poison gas. Not Patient 13, but the Guardian boss is like, hey, you're better off getting near me because if you make me stop at least, that's the most lethal thing I could do to you. Versus the farther you are from me, I'll jump, I'll spew lava, I'll throw my hammer. Like it's crazy. It's kind of like, it's built around the swords because you can use the swords to block his stomp and stuff. Like, you probably could get away with having someone kite and stuff like that. Like, get his aggro, which I do like. That's why I like Destiny, some Destiny bosses sometimes because that's such an RPG thing of, getting aggro. And that's another reason why I kind of like the Black Ops 6 bosses is because they're very RPG-ish, where it rewards players for playing like a team. Hey, you do ads, let's get aggro. Who's popping this? Who's popping that? Like, I love that. I love it. I have to remember, you know, Activision owns Blizzard, who does Diablo, and I'm pretty sure some of the teams that worked on Black Ops 6 also kind of worked on Diablo. I probably made that up, but you can't tell me they didn't borrow people because I kind of feel that in a way. But yeah, these two maps, man, head to head, I gotta say I gotta give it to Terminus just because of you know and then this is what me and my girlfriend kind of talked about. I want to know if you guys can talk about it in the comments too. But do y'all feel as though because Citadel de Mor is the third map, it's right in the middle. So I wasn't expecting it to be perfect because we have two other maps, and I'd rather have the last two be the Rise level, Ascension levels, Moon Origins levels of like, hey, like we're almost to the end. Like, go, I want them to go crazy. But I feel like Citadel de More to me is that map where it's like once you do the Easter egg, I kind of was like, okay, I'm just ready for the next one now. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like for launch maps, Liberty Falls and, Terminus are so good because as launch maps, they're designed to make they're meant to come with the game to make you go, hey, like, you can replay this as much as you want. You know what I mean? And I feel like Citadel de More was more like, beat it once you do it and then, wait for the next one. You know what I mean? And I feel like I will say that's what I think Citadel de More did well too. It's like it got me ready for the next one. That is the best thing that I feel like outside of Terminus it did. Like Terminus had me going, wow, I want to master this. I can keep doing this over and over and over again. But, Citadel de More had me go, wow, like, what's where we going from here? Like we're going to the excavation site, like people speculating that's origins, not yeah, like origins kind of thing, or like where do we go from here? Like, so that's my thoughts on the two maps going head to head. My mind was all over the place. For those of you who watch my videos, they tend to be like that. I try to make scripts, but I just end up rambling. But I still think I stay on, you know, track pretty well. And this is also my first video where I actually have just gameplay in the background and I'm kind of just talking over, so that felt kind of cool. So, hopefully you guys like videos like this for sure. But overall, like Terminus, that's my map. That's my map, man. If you guys want me to do a thoughts video on Liberty Falls as well, definitely let me know in the comments. I'll go based off the likes if you guys like these kind of videos. But yeah, I would love to talk about Liberty Falls and my experiences with like zombies and stuff. I was also thinking about a video going over my thoughts on Nebula because as you can see in the video, I secured that and that was quite the grind. And I was waiting to get Nebula before I did the round 51 challenge because I wanted to look good doing it. So, but yeah, like if you guys like this video, a like and sub is appreciated. Definitely let me know what your favorite map is. Like, why do you like Terminus? Why do you hate Terminus? Some people hate it, which is fine. Like, I love that stuff. Why do you like Citadel more? Like, do you like the boss? So, I'm all for that stuff. So, yeah, it was cool talking to you guys, and I will see you back in Call of Duty. Peace.